What is up, Aries? Aries Libra access. Y'all are both initiators. Right? Both the fire starters. Let's pick a room. Aries. Aries. Ooh, you got the hail. The hail room. The storm. The nature spirit. Let's summon the divine. Welcome. If you're new, I'm ClairV, and welcome to all those who are returning. This is Spread Space, and we are searching for messages of love and light to bring wisdom, truth, hope, and insight. The divine in our connection, and me to you. True protection. Alright. We'll do 3 cards, 1 for the root. 1 for the root for Aries. This is the foundation, the grounding, or the lack thereof. The root for Aries. This is it. Now for the heart for Aries. Whoa. For the heart for Aries. Right, now the heart is the center of all centers. And now for the crown. This is our self that goes through the divine. Alright, we have the 3. So we'll start at the foundation, at the base. Oh, and you received 2, the storm. Oh my gosh, your rune was the hailstorm, nature. And then you got storm at the root. And the offering in reverse. Perhaps instead of the offering, maybe it's the receiving. We are given on this crescent moon. And it's like what we're given, we're given this storm. It's like, but this arm is coming out of the darkness. Perhaps this is the storm behind here. We're going to have to dig into this. Aries, in the heart you receive the mother, kind of sort of cockeyed. Crooked, that's the first card out of all of them. And then at the crown you receive the seed, which is another beginning. You know, the seed is where the plant begins to grow. You know, this is where the creation begins. This is the seed that is in the mother's nest here in the center at the heart. Wow, this is beautiful. So it's as if something got shaken up, or perhaps we've come from the depths. I see the hand reaching. I hear help me. And it's as if this storm has taken us to a very calm place. And I hear like you are that calm in the midst of this storm. It's as if we should really look at the offering before, because it's like the offering brings this storm. This offering brings this storm. We want to see what kind of offering this is. So the offering is a tool, and it is in reverse. It comes right before the prayer. On the side it says, once a week, Gandhi gave up speaking for a day, offering himself to divine silence. The offering can come in all shapes and all sizes. If there is a gift you've been thinking of giving someone special, now is the time. So the offering is the gift, the present, the sacrifice. And when it's the dark, this is giving with expectations, keeping track. When light, it's generosity, donation, volunteering, and to go deeper, Odin's sacrifice of his eye in Norse mythology. And wow, and we pulled the hailstorm. So this is connecting. So this offering, unlike many of the other cards in this deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is a time for something to be given and given up for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time and meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It is likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between word sacrifice and sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. That is beautiful. So perhaps, since the offering is in reverse, we are receiving this storm instead of given. Perhaps we were given the storm that was the offering, you know, from someone else, or just from the, just from the cosmos itself. So the storm, 17, that's the same as the moon. So maybe this is your emotions, and we'll look at the hell rune too. So yeah, this is also the chaos, the whirlwind, and the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age or wealth or our wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. And perhaps this is what this is telling us, the sacrifice. Perhaps this is sacrificing us to go into the storm, or perhaps this is a helping hand to rip us out of the storm. You know, it's as if this hand is coming from the darkness, ripping us out. You know, instead of offering, maybe it's taking us out of the storm, and this is what is at the root foundation of this. Perhaps this is something we must it's like this is going to activate our heart and our root. Right, this storm is going to shake our root, which is going to activate the mother in the heart chakra. Now, we have the mother in the... My bad. So, I guess we're going to have to do this all over again. We were just getting to the mother. We finished the storm. The offering in the storm in the root, the foundation in the root chakra. Whether this is the challenge or this is where we find grounding, and it with the offering in the storm, it is as if we do find grounding, find the calm in the eye of the storm, and this takes us to this new beginning. You know where this storm is, like the tower, it breaks away all that no longer serves us. It knocks everything down. So we're back at the beginning. Number one, the mother. Just want to make sure I'm recording. So the mother came out a little crooked. It actually was like this. And this, the pearl in the nest of the mother amongst all these eggs is the same pearl in the seed card in the crown position in this reading. Now the mother is, like I said, the beginning of all things. And it's as if this pearl, you know, all these eggs aren't pearls. There's just this one pearl. And it's just, that's like you. You are, it's like you stand out amongst, like if you're in a crowd, you're standing out. You are this pearl amongst a bunch of eggs. And it's as if you got that way from this storm, you know, shaken and all gritty. And this is where this pearl comes from. And it's as if this is what we're being birthed. It's as if that's the gift. We're gonna see what the mother attributes are. This archetype, it's the first one. The mother. So this is where the story begins, with the mother's love. Through her sensual, fertile, and life-giving energy, all creation takes form. So this creation begins right here in this heart, right here in the heart center. It's as if we have to find out where this is. And I hear like, what were we so excited? Like you're so excited you can't sleep, or you're so excited about the next day. It's like that feeling. What brings you that feeling? What did you want to be when you were a child? It's like sparking this inner creativeness, this inner pearl within your heart. And perhaps through these arts is where we find our heart. The mother, where she offered resources from her body for the building of our own, yet her tale is not so simple, as the mother, especially on the earthly plane, contains both light and dark aspects of the feminine. With the best of intentions, the mother wraps her loving arms around her creation and begins to grip what she's meant to set free. The mother both nurtures and prohibits growth. She gives, yet clings. She creates, yet restricts. Amid this complex energy, the mother holds the key to the eternal challenge of love. So it's almost like these polarities. And it's as if to get to this pearl, we have to raise above what's good, what's bad, what's black, what's right. We have to be the so when light, this is glowing, generative, creative, and nurturing. When dark, it's dim, exhausted, controlling, and limiting. To go deeper, read Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1, and imagine the mother of 10,000 things. The mother is a part of the trifecta, maiden, mother, and crone. Because of the relationship between them, take special note when these cards appear in one reading. Notice how the mother archetype is expressed in nature. This is perhaps the most balanced and benevolent form of the mother's grace. It's almost as if this is the gift that this offering storm gave. It's as if this was the act, the conception, right? And this is the, okay, now we're growing, you know, this waiting period, where it comes from, where it stems from, this heart, you know? And then the seed, and this is another new beginning, and this is in the crown. It's as if it goes from being in this nest with all these eggs and the mother's touch, you know, in this mother's love with this duality, to just this seed in this, it's almost like a vibration, and it like goes out and out and out and out and out, like bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's exactly what this seed does. So perhaps it does begin in the heart and it goes out from the crown. And then I see this as being the third eye chakra. Perhaps we are like coming out of our body, and I hear we can travel faster than the speed of light, and it's the Merkaba. Now the Merkaba is that, you know, the Star of David. It goes back to like the Book of Thought, the Book of One, you know, the Emerald Tablets and all that. Well, y'all could do your own research, but what I've found is that Mer means light, Ka means spirit, and Ba means body. So when you put it all together, it's the light spirit body. And this is what I see. It's as if this light spirit body comes from the storm. This is this light, the spirit, this is the breath, and this is when we embody it, and this is when we ground in the root from the heart, this creative center, this seed sprouts, this generation period where we're cracking through this. Perhaps this is this that we're cracking through. Now we're nested in the nested mother, we're being nurtured, and then here's this in the crown where we get to explore. And this is going deep, like into maybe past lives. Let's see what the seed says. The seed is a tool. Right after the prayer. And it means the beginning, the origin, or the pearl. And maybe pearls are significant, especially now since I'm recording this tonight. It's the full moon. Pearls are connected to the moon. Maybe this will help us with this connection with the crown and the heart and the root. So beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, and multi-layered, and usually reveal a centered image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth's edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. And that's what we were saying. And this is where this storm is taking us, to being this pearl. And it's as if in the heart, perhaps we have to go back. And I remember saying, as I remember dreams, when I said to go back, perhaps we are going back in our dreams. This is all connected. And it's as if this storm shook up something in our core that our heart needs a little tender love and care. You know, we need to mother it right now, because it took a lot to get to be this pearl, you know. Perhaps we do have to, you know, take better care of ourselves too at this time, since it is the heart of the matter, the center of all centers. Perhaps our mother, or being a mother, or to mother your own heart, you know. But it's as if this is where the seed comes from. The seed gets its vibration from the love of the mother in the heart. And this, it vibrates out. So one of the alchemist's favorite images was the pearl. The irritant over time becomes the treasure. What is your grit? And the true seed is elusive. If we follow any story toward its origin, it spirals further and further back in time. In this way, we are always the seed, and always the fruit it bears. So, and that goes to show, we were talking about the Merkaba. At first we were talking, oh, it comes from the Star of David, and then that, like, no, it's not. It goes way back further than the Star of David. It's the Merkaba, you know. And I think I mentioned that meditation here, you know, and moving at the speed of light. It's like this lightning, and it's as if this in the crown is going to be activated like that, or appearing like this, something in this, you know, storm fashion. Oh, and I promised I'd read this hail. See what this says. So it is the Hagalaz, which means hail. It's also the tower, the storm. It means, okay, so the time period is from October 9th to November 12th. And it says anger. And then it says the time from 8:30 p.m. to 9:29 p.m. And the response is sacrifice, caution, solitude, worries, damage, debts, unexpected and intentionally unwanted birth, destruction. So that just explains everything. And I see like eyes in here. It's as if like you're not alone. You may feel as though you were or you are alone during this, but you are not alone. It's as if you got these eyes of the mother protecting you while you're going through this grit making process. Or if you're already through that process, it's as if that was happening. Perhaps you know that now. But they were shielding you as you said, help me. Perhaps to say, help me now. And I see a lion. And then in reverse, it's like an elk. So perhaps the same in the difference between an elk and a lion, or perhaps them two attributes combined, courage and strength, and that's needed to you know, withstand this grit and to be in the eye of this storm. So yeah, we gotta sacrifice in order to be sacred. But anyways, I hope this was helpful, at least. Happy full moon to y'all. I'm gonna try to get this out as soon as possible. I love you, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.